You're at Best Buy, standing in front of the TVs. The 65-inch Samsung, $1,800. You've been thinking about it for weeks. Your current TV is fine, works, but it's only 42 inches. And this one is beautiful. 4K, smart features, the works. You pull out your phone, open the calculator, $1,800. You don't have $1,800, you have $340 in checking after rent hit. But Best Buy has financing, 24 months, 0 interest if you pay it off in time. You do the math. $1,800 divided by 24 months, $75 a month. You think I can afford $75 a month? I spend more than that on groceries in a weekend. You sign up for the credit card. Right there at the register, approved $2,000 limit. You buy the TV, $75 a month, walk out feeling smart, responsible even. You didn't put it on a high interest credit card. You're paying 0 interest. You can afford this. That word, afford, what does it actually mean? Because I'm about to show you something that's going to completely change how you think about money. You can afford that TV, but you can't afford that TV. Both of those statements are true. And understanding why is the difference between staying broke and building wealth.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
My name is Mike, and I used to think afford meant can I make the payment? Now I know afford means something completely different. If you've ever bought something because you could afford the monthly payment, hit that subscribe button because what I'm about to show you is going to rewire your brain. Let me tell you about 2 people, Cameron and Tyler. They're cousins, both 29 years old, both live in Charlotte, both work in tech. Cameron makes $68,000. Tyler makes $71,000. Basically the same. They grew up in the same town, went to the same schools, their families are close. They see each other at holidays, and honestly, their lives look pretty similar. Both rent apartments, both have cars, both are single, just living their lives, but there's something different between them, something you can't see on the surface. And that difference is worth about $180,000 right now, and growing. Let me show you what I mean. It's 2023. Cameron's apartment is nice, really nice. 55-inch TV, new couch, sectional, cost $2,400. Bought it at Ashley Furniture on their payment plan, $89 a month. New dining table, West Elm, $1,100. Payment plan, $68 a month. Nice coffee maker. Espresso machine, $580. Payment plan, $37 a month. His bedroom set, mattress, frame, nightstands, $1,900 total. Payment plan, $95 a month. His laptop, MacBook Pro, $2,200. Apple Card, $92 a month. His phone, iPhone 15 Pro, $42 a month through Verizon. His car, 2021 Honda Civic, $380 a month. His rent, $1,650 a month. Add it all up. Every month, Cameron pays $2,453 in fixed costs just to exist in his life. His take-home pay after taxes and 401k, $4,100 a month. That leaves $1,647 for groceries, gas, utilities, insurance, going out, everything. He's making it work. Barely, but he's making it. And when you walk into his apartment, it looks like he's doing great. Everything's nice, new, coordinated. If you asked him, he'd say, I can afford my life, I make good money, I budget, I'm responsible. Tyler's apartment is different. His TV is 42 inches. Bought it used on Facebook Marketplace 3 years ago. $180 cash. His couch, IKEA, $450. Paid cash, had a friend help him move it. His dining table, got it free from a neighbor who was moving, refinished it himself, watched YouTube videos. Looks pretty good actually. His coffee maker, $40 Cuisinart from Target. Makes coffee? That's all he needs. His bedroom set, mattress from Costco, $600. Frame from Amazon, $120. No nightstands. Uses a cardboard box. Looks ridiculous. He knows. His laptop, 2019 MacBook Air, bought it refurbished for $650 3 years ago. Still works fine. His phone, iPhone 12, bought it used for $380. Works perfectly. His car, 2014 Honda Accord, Paid off, bought it for $11,000 cash 2 years ago. His rent, $1,400. 1 bedroom. Smaller than Cameron's place. Every month, Tyler pays $1,400 in rent. That's it. No other payments. His take-home pay. $4,200 after taxes and 401k. That leaves $2,800 for everything else. But Tyler doesn't spend $2,800. He spends about $1,900 on groceries, gas, utilities, insurance, fun. The other $900 goes straight into his brokerage account every month. Automatic, he doesn't see it. It just moves. If you walked into Tyler's apartment, you'd think he's doing okay, nothing fancy, kind of basic. If you asked him if he can afford a nicer couch, he'd say not right now, even though he makes $71,000 a year. Here's the thing. Cameron thinks he can afford his life. Tyler thinks he can't afford the nicer stuff. But their bank accounts tell a different story. Cameron has $1,240 in savings. That's it. Tyler has $47,800 in investments. The difference is $46,560. And they make almost the same salary. Let me show you what happened last month. October 2025. Cameron scrolling Instagram sees an ad for a new couch. It's beautiful, modular, velvet, West Elm, $3,200. His current couch is fine, he bought it 2 years ago, but this new one is nicer, more his style. He clicks the ad, goes to the website. $3,200. He doesn't have $3,200. He's got $240 in savings, but that's his emergency fund. Can't touch that, then he sees it. Affirm financing, $145 a month for 24 months. He does the math in his head, $145 a month. That's like $5 a day. I spend more than that on lunch. He thinks about his budget. He's got $1,647 after fixed costs. If he cuts back a little on going out, he can afford $145. He hesitates, looks at his current couch. It's only 2 years old, but he's been wanting to upgrade, and he can afford the payment. He buys it, $145 a month added to his budget. Now his fixed costs are $2,598. Leaves him $1,502 for everything else. It's tighter, but manageable. The couch arrives. It's beautiful. He posts it on Instagram. New couch energy. Gets 67 likes. Feels good. For about a week. Then it's just his couch. And he's got another payment. Same month. Tyler's scrolling Facebook Marketplace. Sees a couch, similar to Cameron's new one. Used. Someone's moving. Needs it gone. $280. Tyler thinks that's a good deal, but his current couch works fine. Bought it 3 years ago for $450. Still comfortable, no stains. Why replace it? He keeps scrolling, doesn't buy the couch. That weekend, Tyler's buddy asks him to go to a Panthers game. Tickets are $85 each. Tyler thinks about it, checks his budget. He's got room, but $85 for a few hours of entertainment. He calculates. $85 could become $850 in 10 years if invested. Is this game worth $850 in 10 years? He decides yes. He goes, has a great time, doesn't regret it, but he thought about it. The difference between Cameron and Tyler isn't that one has more money, it's that they define afford differently. Cameron asks, can I make the payment? If yes, he can afford it. Tyler asks, can I pay cash and still have my emergency fund intact? If no, he can't afford it. Let me show you where this leads. Fast forward 6 months. April 2026. Cameron gets a call. His car is making a noise. Takes it to the shop. Needs new brakes and rotors. $680. He doesn't have $680. He's got $890 in savings right now. But if he spends $680, he's down to $210. That's terrifying. What if something else happens? He's been meaning to build his savings back up, but between the couch payment and everything else, it's hard. He puts the $680 on his credit card. He'll pay it off eventually, but right now he needs his savings for emergencies. Same month. Tyler's car also needs brakes. Same repair, $680. He checks his investment account, $52,100. He could pull $680 out, but he thinks about it differently. His emergency fund is actually $12,000, sitting in a high-yield savings account separate from investments. He pulls $680 from there, pays the mechanic. His emergency fund drops to $11,320. He rebuilds it over the next 2 months. Back to $12,000. The repair was annoying, not devastating. Cameron put it on a credit card, added to debt. Tyler paid cash. Slight dip in emergency fund, back to normal in 2 months. The gap between them just got wider, not because of income, because of how they think about afford. Here's what Cameron doesn't see. Every time he says, I can afford the payment, he's choosing his current self over his future self. The $145 couch payment doesn't feel like much, but that's $145 he's not investing. Over the 24 months he's paying for that couch, he'll pay $3,480. The couch cost $3,200. He's paying $280 in interest. Zero interest, my ass. There's always a catch. If he'd invested that $145 a month for 24 months, he'd have $3,770. After the couch is paid off, it'll be worth maybe $1,200 used. He traded $3,770 in investments for a couch worth $2,200. Net loss, $2,570. He thinks he can afford it, he can't. Let me show you the full picture, where Cameron and Tyler actually are. Cameron's current financial situation, assets, his car, worth about $16,000, still owes $8,200, net equity, $7,800. His stuff, TV, couch, furniture, electronics, worth maybe $4,200 if he sold it all used. His savings, $890. Total assets, $12,890. Liabilities, car loan, $8,200. Couch payment, $2,900 remaining. Old couch payment, $780 remaining. Dining table, $680 remaining. Mattress, $950 remaining. Laptop, $1,380 remaining. Credit card, $2,240. Brake repair, other stuff. Total liabilities, $17,130. Net worth, negative $4,240. He makes $68,000 a year. His net worth is negative. Tyler's current financial situation. Assets, his car, worth about $8,500. Owns it, no loan. His stuff, TV, couch, furniture, worth maybe $200 if he sold it all. His investments, $52,100. His emergency fund, $11,320. Total assets, $73,120. Liabilities, zero. He has no debt, no payments, nothing. Net worth, $73,120. He makes $71,000 a year. His net worth is positive $73,120. The difference between them, $77,360. They're the same age, make the same money, live in the same city. One's worth negative $4,240. One's worth positive $73,120. Because one thinks payment means afford. The other thinks cash plus emergency fund means afford. Here's what breaks my heart about Cameron's situation. He thinks he's doing fine. He's not drowning, he's making his payments. His credit score is actually pretty good, 710. He's responsible, pays on time. If you asked him how he's doing financially, he'd say, I'm all right, making it work. Could be better, could be worse. He doesn't know Tyler's net worth. They don't talk about money. At Thanksgiving, they talk about work. Sports, dating, normal stuff. Cameron sees Tyler's basic apartment and thinks Tyler's probably struggling. Cameron's got the nicer place, the better stuff. He thinks he's winning. Tyler doesn't talk about his investments, doesn't post his account balance on social media, just lives his life quietly, investing $900 a month. Watching it grow, he knows Cameron has nicer stuff. Doesn't care. He's playing a different game. If Cameron knew the real numbers, it would destroy him. His cousin, who drives an older car and has a cardboard box for a nightstand, has $77,360 more than him. How? They make the same money. The answer is simple. Cameron bought everything he could afford. Tyler bought everything he could actually afford. There's a difference. Let me give you the framework, because this is what changed my life. And it's so simple you're going to think I'm lying. But I'm not. There are two definitions of afford. Poor people use definition 2. Definition 1, payment thinking. Can I make the monthly payment without overdrafting? If yes, I can afford it. This is how Cameron thinks. This is how most people think. Definition 2, wealth thinking. Can I pay cash for this and still have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved? If yes, I can afford it. If no, I can't afford it yet. This is how Tyler thinks. This is how I think now. This is how wealthy people think. Let me show you how this plays out in real decisions. Cameron wants a new couch, $3,200. Can he make the payment? $145 a month. Yes. Tight, but yes. He buys it. Tyler wants a new couch, $3,200. Can he pay cash and still have 6 months saved? His emergency fund is $12,000. That's about 3 months of expenses. If he spends $3,200, he's at $8,800. That's less than 3 months. Answer is no. He can't afford it yet. He waits, keeps investing. 6 months later, his emergency fund is at $15,000. His investments are at $58,000. Now can he afford the couch? His emergency fund is $15,000. If he spends $3,200, he's at $11,800. That's still almost 3 months. Close, but not quite. He waits more. A year after wanting the couch, his emergency fund is at $18,000. Investments at $65,000. Can he afford it now? Yes, technically. But here's what happened. He stopped wanting it. The desire faded. His current couch still works. Why spend $3,200 on something he doesn't need? He invests the $3,200 instead. That's the magic of wealth thinking. By the time you can actually afford something, you often don't want it anymore. Here's what happened to me. 6 years ago, I wanted a new car. My car was a 2012 Honda Civic. Ran fine, but I wanted something newer, nicer. I was making $62,000, thought I could afford a $350 a month payment. Using payment thinking. I went to a dealership. Test drove a 2019 Honda Accord. Beautiful, loved it. They ran the numbers, $385 a month. I said, let me think about it. Went home. Did the wealth thinking calculation, can I buy this car cash and still have 6 months of expenses saved? The car was $26,000. I had $8,400 saved. That was about 2 months of expenses. If I bought the car, I'd have negative $17,600. Obviously, no, I couldn't afford it. Not even close. So I kept driving my 2012 Civic, kept saving. A year later, I had $19,000 saved. Still couldn't afford the car. Kept driving the Civic. Another year. $31,000 saved. Now I could afford a $26,000 car and still have $5,000 left. That's not quite 6 months, but it's something. But here's what's wild. By that point, I didn't want the new car anymore. My Civic was running fine. Why spend $26,000? I bought a 2016 Accord, used for $13,000 cash. Still had $18,000 saved. Still had my emergency fund. Got a nicer car than my Civic. Didn't derail my finances. That's wealth thinking. By the time you can afford it, you realize you don't need it. Or you buy a smarter version of it. So here's what you do. Starting today, every time you want to buy something over $200, ask yourself this exact question. Can I pay cash for this and still have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved? If the answer is yes, buy it, enjoy it, you can actually afford it. If the answer is no, you can't afford it yet. Wait, keep saving, keep investing. When you can afford it, decide if you still want it. Most of the time, you won't. Here's what this looks like practically. You want a new TV, $1,200. You have $4,800 saved. That's about 1 month of expenses for you. Can you afford the TV? No. You'd be down to $3,600. Less than 1 month. Wait. You want new furniture, $2,800. You have $14,000 saved. That's about 3 months. Can you afford it? Maybe. You'd be down to $11,200, about 2.5 months. Close call. Probably wait a bit more. You want a vacation, $2,000. You have $22,000 saved. That's about 5 months. Can you afford it? Yes. You'd be down to $20,000. Still 4 months. Go enjoy the vacation. You earned it. This framework forces you to build your foundation first, before you buy the nice stuff. And here's what's crazy. Once you build the foundation, you stop wanting as much of the nice stuff because you feel secure, and security feels better than new couches. Let me show you where Cameron and Tyler will be in 10 years. If they keep their current patterns, Cameron will still be making payments. Different stuff, but always payments. His net worth might climb to positive $20,000 by age 39. Maybe, if nothing goes wrong. Tyler will have about $240,000 invested by age 39, plus whatever his emergency fund is at. Probably $18,000. Total net worth $258,000. The gap will be $238,000. One decision. Made over and over for 10 years. Cameron will still think he can afford his life. Tyler will quietly be a quarter millionaire at 39 years old on a $71,000 salary. How? He just redefined afford. Here's what I want you to understand. You're probably Cameron right now. Most people are. I was. You've got payments. You think you can afford your life. You're making it work, but your net worth is negative or barely positive. And you wonder why you never get ahead. This is why. You're using the wrong definition of afford. Switch to wealth thinking. It feels restrictive at first. You can't afford anything, but within 2 years, you can afford everything. Because you built the foundation, and once you have the foundation, you realize you don't need half the stuff you thought you needed. You just need security. And security doesn't come from nice couches. It comes from money in the bank, money invested, no payments, freedom to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. If this video changed how you think about afford, smash that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment with one thing you've been telling yourself you can afford but actually can't using wealth thinking. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.